Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this News Now Nation special report. One piece of news that we want to pass along to you that literally just broke. If you remember the popular MTV show Big, you remember it was Rob Dyrdek, current host of Ridiculousness on the Music Television Network, and Christopher Big Black Boykin. According to the website TMZ, he has passed away at the age of 45. And again, this just breaking here. So I will tell you, I'm going to read you directly off the TMZ site, and they quoting, I'm quoting them here. Christopher Big Black Boykin, who was the other half of Rob Dyrdek's show, MTV hit show Robin Big, has died, TMZ has learned. His rep tells us Chris died this Tuesday morning, no word on cause of death yet. He was Rob's best friend and bodyguard on their reality show, which ran from 2006 to 2008. He also appeared on Fantasy Factory, which was another show Mr. Dyrdek did. His second show on Music Television Network. The pals got into a bunch of random adventures, including like breaking Guinness World Records, exorcising their house, installing ATM, and of course catching people with their net gun. Let's see. Before he was a TV star, Boykin served in the U.S. Army. Chris is survived by his 9-year-old daughter. And again, Mr. Boykin was just 45 years old. And again, for those of you who are just now turning in, this is a News Now Nation special report. We just wanted to pass along to you that Big Black Boykin, one of the two who starred in Robin Big on MTV, has passed away at the age of 45. There is no cause of death, but we should have more information the next coming days. And if anything, we will bring it to you either on the Dara Dukes podcast or one Saturday morning. So we will keep you updated on that. Going back to our main breaking news story after we took that little commercial break. Around 7:50 this afternoon, James Comey found out while he was speaking to employees at the Federal Bureau of Investigation that he had been fired, which, if this in this reporter's opinion, a very crappy way to find out that you have been fired. In addition to that, like I mentioned in part one of the special report, James Comey was supposed to be speaking in West Hollywood tonight at a function by the FBI. According to CNN, that event has been canceled, which is deservedly so, since Mr. Comey is no longer running the Federal Bureau of Investigations. The person who's running it now, it goes, again, this was reported by NBC News at 6:46 this evening. Andrew McKay, he is now intern FBI director. Since, again, James Comey was fired after the recommendation of Attorney General Sessions to both President Trump and Attorney General Rosen's, recommending that President Trump do indeed give Mr. Comey his termination papers. Again, I am watching Twitter to make sure anything, if anything goes, anything important I need to break. And again, just breaking this now for those of you who are watching. James Comey was appointed to the FBI by, if I'm not mistaken, by President Obama in the last administration. Comey was a holdover into Donald Trump's administration, and with this, he basically, and I'm going to read you a quote here from Dana Batch of CNN. Post this call Senator Feinstein, who is the top Democrat in the judiciary, at 5:30 this afternoon to tell her that the FBI needed to change. That was the signal. They're saying, hey, for Donald Trump to tell her that, hey, I am going to fire James Comey, We gotta make a change here in the FBI, and this is one of Donald Trump's associating with the whole drain the swamp thing that he's been campaigning for during his time as then candidate Trump, leading to now President Trump. So this has been going on for a while, and again, just monitoring the situation here because again, this was shocking to everybody in Washington. Nobody expected this on a right now as this is live at 8:20. Sorry, at 8:12 Eastern time. That we'll be talking about James Comey and him being fired by President Trump, and now in the last hour. Okay, just wanted to make sure. And again, I have my phone on just in case if something shit happens. Now, this is what's going to happen. In order to get a new FBI director, the Senate and will have to confirm him. The magic number we're looking for here is 51. They get 51 votes. He or she rather will be the next director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And again, let's recap what we know so far. 6:11 this evening, President of the United States called Senator Franken, who is the top Democrat in the Judiciary at 5:30 to tell her that the FBI needed to change. 6:15, we found out that James Comey was originally supposed to be scheduled to testify in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee on this Thursday, May 11th, which obviously I'm speculating now that will not be happening again. 6:16, ABC News obtained letters from Attorney General Sessions to Donald Trump, President Trump, and Attorney General Rosen recommending that President Trump remove James Comey as director of the FBI. Now note, James Comey was scheduled to be on the West Coast this evening to speak at an event for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Sadly to say that event has been canceled, which was reported by CNN. Now, Elizabeth Warren, one of the main Democrats in the Senate, was put out this tweet at 7:11 Eastern Standard Time. It's time for Congress to get their head out of the sand. At real, Donald Trump cannot pick the person to continue this critical investigation. Now, President Trump was being investigated by the FBI and James Comey on his ties to Russia. And this is nothing to do, according to the statement in a letter to that was written by Donald Trump. This had nothing. James Comey's fire had nothing to do with that. And let's just say that many on both sides of the aisle says this was shocking, and literally nobody was expecting Comey to be fired. So again, we're just monitoring this, and again, I am just checking Twitter because again, so I could know in real time. Okay, just breaking now. This is from CNN's Twitter feed. President Trump's firing of James Comey is incredibly disturbing on many levels, which was quoted by Representative Adam Schiff in an interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper, in a telephone interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper. Again, I'm just trying to find more reaction here. And again, like I said, like I mentioned, and I will repeat, this is from CNN. President Trump's firing of FBI Director James Comey is incredibly disturbing on many levels, which was quoted in a phone interview by Representative Adam Schiff. Hopefully I'm saying it right. He is the Democrat from the great state of California, which, again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, Director Comey was originally supposed to be over on the West Coast in West Hollywood speaking at an event for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That event, unfortunately, never took place due to the fact that Mr. Comey was fired by President Trump, and interesting to note here that Comey, the former director Comey's letter was personally delivered by the an Oval Office official. Apparently, there is somebody, and I didn't know this, that runs White House operations. So Donald Trump's White House operations manager, which I'm assuming is different from chief of staff, personally gave the letter to Mr. Comey, who, according to again the Spectre Index, found out he was fired while he was speaking to his employees over the TV. So basically, while he was speaking to his employees on TV in the background, they had mentioned that he did get fired. And again, I'm just monitoring all this wonderful breaking news since today was so totally unexpected of this firing. So now, like I mentioned, in order to get a new FBI director in, they will have to be nominated. They will have to go through the Senate. They will need a magic. He or she rather will need a magic number of 51. 50. As soon as they hit 51, that will be the magic number for them, for him or her to become the next general FBI director. Now, it was released not too long ago by NBC that Lester Holt will be having an interview with Donald Trump that will air during NBC Nightly News on Thursday. Now, though, this is first the first interview since Director Comey was fired, which I'm pretty sure Donald Trump will address some rumors about that. So that's all we have for now. Like I said, to recap our two breaking news stories. The first one that we've been covering for the last, half an hour or so. James Comey has been fired by President Trump. James Comey is not running the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And in entertainment news, Robin Big Star Big Black has been found has passed away at the age of 45. For more on all these details, please stay to News Now Nation. I am Daryl Dukes reporting, and until we meet again, friends, stay gold.